Hi, my name is David P. Shapiro. I'm the owner and managing partner of the law office of David P. Shapiro, located in San Diego, California, where my firm helps good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime. And here we are as the early part of November of 2021, and on the I believe it was the 19th of no October, Larry Millete, alleged murder of his wife Maya Millete in Chula Vista. And this was a case, and this was a missing persons investigation from January of 2021 all the way through Larry's arrest on October 19th, which has kept a lot of San Diego really at the forefront of the news cycle here, trying to locate Maya. Is she alive? Is she dead? If so, where is her physical remains? And what can be done to find her, to provide, you hear that term closure a lot, given to the family, whatever that means. For those of us who have lost someone near and dear to us, no. There may be no such thing. Nevertheless, what we're facing is a prosecution for the murder. He is charged with murder. There's also a significantly lesser offense and possibly some allegations that he's violating a protective order as it relates to contact with the children. But what we're really dealing with here, a really unique issue on a couple of fronts, is we don't have a body. Meaning, as of November 2nd, the morning of November 2nd, 2021, law enforcement has not confirmed that they actually have a body, have recovered Maya's remains. So that is always an element of the offense of murder, right? So the defense, or actually the defense doesn't have to do anything, but what I mean by that is the defense needs to address that as one of their defenses, that, hey, the prosecution has not even proven to you that Maya is deceased. And that's a whole extra step that in this case, based on the evidence now, at least, the prosecution and district attorney needs to address, right? That one, she is no longer here. She is no longer alive. A lot of times you have a body, it's pretty straightforward. You're not going to get very far, nor should you even try to argue that the person who's dead is not dead, right? And here, we don't have a murder weapon. Now, there's a lot of talk about, well, there's a missing gun, of the armory that Millete had at the house and everything else. There's one that's not accounted for, but law enforcement and the prosecution doesn't have it. So that's important too, from a ballistics perspective, from a forensics perspective. And there's also the missing vehicle speculation as it relates to, and there's a lot of smoke, admittedly, that Larry was involved, if not the primary culprit involved of his wife's disappearance and ultimately, in all likelihood, her murder, as has been alleged. But from a proof beyond a reasonable doubt standard, certainly the prosecution has their work cut out for them without a body, without a murder weapon, without the vehicle where her body was allegedly transported from the house, assuming that's where she was in fact killed or where she did die going forward. So the defense does have some things to work with long term, assuming things don't get worse from where they stand now in the early part of November of 2021 from an evidentiary perspective. What we have seen in the last 2 weeks or so since the arrest, actually this video is being filmed 2 weeks from the arrest of Larry Millete on November 2nd of 2020, a lot on the phones. And the district attorney's office and the sheriff's department and Chula Vista police are listening to those calls. So a big concern that I would have if I was his attorney, and we are not, would be that he is going to say or do something in jail or on the phones, a whole new world of evidence that is ultimately going to get him convicted, whether it's stuff he says to his children, whether it's stuff he says to his parents, whether it's references he makes about his wife. So all those things are really important, how that will unfold, because this is a case for a number of reasons that likely will not get tried until at least the latter part of 2022, if not beyond. So it is going to be very interesting to see what new evidence comes up from the October 19th arrest that the prosecution, that Chula Vista Police Department may not have known about at the time. See what comes up that makes their case stronger against him. So it's certainly something that we're going to be following at my firm. I know that both myself and partner Stefano Malea here at the firm, we're giving some interviews to local media affiliates the week of Larry Millete's arrest. We're going to stay on top of it to do videos like this and any other appearances as requested to make sure we get word out there from a criminal defense attorney's perspective what really is going on, what he is really facing, and what a lot of these things may mean throughout the process of a homicide investigation and a homicide case as it works its way through the system. So, we hope this video has provided some foundation for what's going on in the Chula Vista courthouse. I know that there's a bail review, which we don't anticipate getting very far or very successful, on November the 4th, and then some status conferences probably in the latter part of the year. We'll continue to try and do a new video after each major change in status of the case. Again, my name is David Shapiro. I'm a San Diego-based criminal defense attorney and owner of the law office of David P. Shapiro, where my firm helps good people regain control of their future when charged with the crime. So if you have any questions about this case or any case involving homicide, missing persons, whatever the case may be, you can always reach out to my firm, 619-295-3555.